Do we need to do roll call where we all go and say our
Yes.
name?
You don't have to say your title, just your name.
Okay. So I would like to call the meeting to order. This is the Public Arts Committee, and everybody say into the microphone your name. And then also speak into the microphone when you talk. Thank you.
Denise Emery.
Marianne Zweig.
Steve Walker.
Heidi Lowe
Deb Hansen.
Julia Kirsch.
and Barry will be joining us in a few minutes, so. Do I do it right now?
Agenda review.
So I would like to, because we need Barry here for the 2027 installations, I would like to move that below bus tour. Okay, so that's happening. Did everybody read the agenda and does anybody have any corrections? I read it and I didn't see anything that was off.
No.
I don't,
No, the minutes.
we want to
Oh, you
approve the
said,
minutes.
yes, so you need someone to.
Somebody else has to do it.
Mhm.
Who wants to do
I'll
it?
make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we did that. So I talked to Wally Dion. We're going down to Wally Dion at this point. He's our 2026 artist. Julia, I'd like to get a contract with him. He is official, but I'd like to put together the contract with him. Do you want to do that in December or January?
I can put it together. It shouldn't be too hard.
Okay. perfect. I just noticed we didn't have one, so I think we should lock that in. I talked to him today. He is excited about our project. He's going to make a quilt that will last 6 months. And he's okay if it's ephemeral and at the end it will maybe be able to be saved, but maybe not. And then he is going to come down in January and figure out a placement before he starts so he knows the size. But he is excited to work with us and I'm excited to work with him.
Yeah.
So that 2026, we already received the grant from DDOA and yeah, so we're gonna match that.
Mhm.
Is it a 30% grant or a 50% grant?
I believe the amount was like $5,400 that we got.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Do you have any idea what his imagery is or what he's thinking?
No, he's going to find the space and then
Okay.
his imagery is always, I mean, he connects back to native work
Envisions.
and then he's gonna think about what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
So that's exciting. And then the bus tour. Does anybody, we have to figure out when and where. I know a lot of people were excited about the Calder.
Well, can I just bring something up on this? This is Marianne Zweig. I was, just a thought, next year is a big year, 250. And it's going to take a lot of energy and strategic planning. And I'm just wondering, is this something the bus maybe we postpone for a year and put, instead of taking people out of Lewis, bring them in, when they're coming to visit and maybe wait a year because you guys who did the planning were phenomenal. I mean, you really did a lot of research on that bus and the planning and that's too bad it didn't go, but I'm just thinking that's going to take a lot of effort. And if we have thoughts and things we want to do for next year, how are we don't want to get stretched too thin. So that's just a thought.
I personally think the most effort is done, and then we just have to put it into action because we've done it before, and it really is about like getting enough word out there in the early enough, and then it filled up, and we went, and it came back, and it was not a big deal. And we have to just want to put the effort into it. So.
I also think it's really strategic. Unknown to us, we didn't know about the Rehoboth Art League. And that was really a key factor, that we didn't realize until we're down to 3 weeks that the Rehoboth Art League had just gone up to see, that particular venue. And so I think we really need to be strategic about what we select. And I'm happy to pursue it, go back to the drawing board and do all that again. But I think we just really need to be thoughtful about what it is and check around to make sure we're not being redundant, with our other cultural institutions in the area.
I really love the idea of the Calder thing. If the Art League is not doing it, I think we could generate a lot of interest in that. It's new, it's well reviewed, it's a easy drive to Philadelphia. I mean, there's so much in the city, you know, we wouldn't have to worry about food or anything like that. I I guess my thought is go big. We should go big. I don't think we'd have any trouble attracting people for that.
And we just have to make sure that the Art League's not doing that also.
That's
because-
correct.
So shall we go ahead?
Yeah, let's-
I tried to call Frances and I didn't get a hold of her this evening, but if I'll check with her and see if she's still willing and we'll dive into this and have something for you in January.
That'd be
How does
great.
that sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'd be great. And Frances will be back, but she's in France.
Oh,
So
okay.
Hi, Barry. Welcome.
Sorry, I'm late.
No worries.
I have another meeting.
And then the marketing committee, have you guys met at all? Do you have any ideas?
We've been online meeting. And so we, you know, if you're going forward with the bus trip, then that's something we can pick up and work with the marketing with you. Okay, so just let's figure out the date.
And I think the marketing team, what really needs to happen is an outline of so every time we have a bus tour, this is what we do. These are the people we
Mhm.
contact. So there's an outline for anything that, you know, any installation, so that there's an outline, which I think I sent one, a simple one,
Mhm.
so that there's no question of if you hand it to Steve, he can go and say, I've
Yeah.
done these 5 things.
Mhm.
You know, I wrote the press release and it went out a month in advance and 2 weeks in advance. I put that on all these Facebook pages. I put this here, I put it out there, I did that, you know, so I think that's what we really need from the marketing team is an outline that will always, that you can hand off to anyone and they can see it through.
And if you wouldn't mind, give me a copy as well so that we can keep it in the files
Yes.
for public art so that if there are any changeover,
Yeah.
at least the city has a copy maintained.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
And also, I think something that needs to happen, which I don't know if I should go to you for this. So a lot of the artists who are like, we're looking to ask, are looking at our website and going like, wow, they've had some really impressive people. So I think we really need to build out who we had, when we had them, their artist bio, an image very clearly so artists can, when I say, hey, would you like to do this? They can look at our website and go,
See what we've done.
wow, we did that.
Right.
Wow. And because I've heard
Mhm.
this from the artists, and I think that's something that would be a draw for people now that we've done enough.
Yeah, just give me whatever you want on the website as a staff liaison. I can bring it through Ashley and Blue.
And so I don't have a list of all of the people we've done and per year. I have a list, but it's not thorough with the years and everything.
Do you have a year start date,
When we started, I think it's
2021?
2019.
2019? Yep,
Mhm,
I can
okay.
pull it up.
Okay.
Yep, and find out who we have.
And then if you just gave me a list, then I could probably put that together.
Yep.
Thank you so much for
You're
that. 'Cause I
welcome.
think that's really important. And the artists are impressed by who we've brought. And it was kind of cool because when I talked to Nikki, she was she actually used our meeting as teaching material in her school, saying like when you're an artist, this is one of the things you have to do. Like you have to go in front of a meeting and you have to sell yourself. And they looked at our work and this is how, you know, I got this thing. So she was really helpful in seeing what we do as helpful to her. Well, thank you for putting that outline together. I think that will be helpful for everybody going forward. And yes, it will help us with the bus tour also. Okay, now we're going to do the 2027 possible artist installations. Blue, will you put that up? Oh, this is the exciting part of the year. At least for me. So Karen gave us a lot of these names. Barry found one, I found one, and then these are the people we could get a hold of enough to like get some information. And if we have any questions, I'll go back to Karen. She has some answers on the ones that we choose are really great. And I've only put first names because, you know, we had that issue one time where artists tag themselves and it comes up on they get their reputation. So every time their name comes up, and she had a bee in her bonnet about it, so.
Mm.
So Aurora, she uses, I'm not gonna say my 2 cents till the end, okay? Just giving you that. So Aurora uses plastic waste, bottles, barrels, buckets, caps, plastic items. She deals with the nightmare of pollution, but it also connects back to a personal nightmare she had when she was a kid, which was reoccurring, which she works with that imagery a lot. And she turns the waste into art, juxtaposed nature and created nature. And these are made from, they have LEDs and solar panels and welded plastic debris. So she's welding plastic to plastic. And these are lit, obviously. The one at the top was one that she kind of thought would come here. And then the bottom one is just another example of her work. So, and all of the artists she came from, this is some other imagery that she has created with waste. And that is her artist statement on this. So she's using post-consumer and post-industrial plastic, what she considers plastic pollution, and my creative rational optimism. So she's trying to be optimistic in this horrible state we're in with plastics. Juxtaposing the negative and the practice of radical acceptance.
The medical waste would be interesting being right here next to BB.
Mhm. So that's Aurora. If anyone has any questions about that, then please let me know because I'll go back to Karen. And then we'll just look at these, and if we want to look back at them, we can. So Michael, he is another New York-based artist, and he's working to explore architecture and geometric forms. He's using wood, gold leaf, metal, stone, ideas of shelter, physically, metaphorically, and emotionally. He juxtaposes the organic with the rigid, and he would make a new piece for us. So that could be kind of cool. And I think there's another slide of his work. Yeah, there's another one. And explores the human experience within architecture. So it kind of makes you think about your shelter in an outdoor space. So that's another. So yeah, spring would give him enough time. The 2027 spring would give him enough time to create a new piece for Lewis. Lola. So these are inspired by billboards. It's the role of landscape painting. She's questioning that role of landscape painting. She's playing the actual nature and the actual landscape against an image of nature or landscape. And she places these, they're almost like terrariums, but they're kind of juxtaposing her imagery with actual nature. And she would also do a new one for us.
So there's photographs on
I
a
think the
sheet?
paintings within.
So
Sharon
it's
said
actually
painting.
what the background looks like, and she's painted it and is on top of it, or?
She's painting a picture to juxtapose with nature. I don't think it's actually meant
mean,
to
it's
be
the-
exactly the same thing. Yeah.
It's like a clear window.
Yeah. Like glass.
Susan.
Oh, so this, like on the left one, the stone, are we seeing the actual?
We're
stone
seeing
wall?
through it.
Yeah.
Okay, and the little tree piece and the brown and the green are all painted on that screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
And is there another one of hers, Blue?
So
Yeah.
she's painting on plexiglass and you can partially see through it, is what you're saying.
Oh, that's kind
I
of
don't know if it's
interesting.
glass or plexiglass, probably
So-
plexiglass.
Something like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's questioning the role of landscape painting and then bringing it outside the museum. So she does work within a museum or a gallery, and she's bringing this out into nature and juxtaposing actual nature with this imagery.
What is the size of these, would you say?
I mean, I think you can see with the trees.
Yeah,
they're-
I mean, is this like 6 feet by 4 feet?
8 feet, well, it looks like that's a parking space there, so.
4 by 8, looks like, close. Maybe not quite.
I mean, they're pretty big, but they're not
Yeah.
humongous.
No, where
Yeah,
the
it's a
boundary
piece of
between
plywood.
nature and the object.
Size though.
Could that be I mean,
They're in a metal thing.
yeah, but
I mean, anything could be damaged, just, you know how that goes.
Yes.
We've been pretty lucky.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and she would do one for us, so it would deal with the
Mm.
nature that we provide. Okay, next. Margaret. So this is she deals with some heavy, I don't know what you call it, topics, yes.
Yeah.
Like homeless crisis, gun crisis, climate change, you know, racism. So they're pretty heavy topics that she's dealing with. And this one is really about shelter and whether shelter is a human right or whether it's something that's a privilege. And she's creating house-like structures. And there's plastic that mirrors. And then in one of them, she's using gun casings. She's actually, this one, these are all gun casings, which she does in the trees or in these house-like forms. And it's conversation starter about really big issues and dismantling the truth. So she lived near Sandy Hook Elementary School, and so this really hit home for her.
That kind of shows.
I don't know how everybody else feels, but I feel like we need some lightness.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know if that's, you guys decide how you feel about that, but I'm a little like, oh gosh, can we talk about happier things? I know we also need to look at heavy things, but that was my thought on that. Yeah, I mean, she really believes in the role of advocacy, so you can see that it comes through
Yeah.
in everything she does. And I totally believe in the role of advocacy. Also, I just am, oh, these are heavy. But she does a good job because you feel them, you know?
Mhm.
So she's successful in what she's trying to do. Okay, and this is Amy. She has this one, which is broken asphalt, and that one is a new piece for her. Fracturing, so she's thinking of fracturing of parking lots, fracturing of earth, like Titanic plates.
Did she
And-
visit us?
Where it's located.
What?
She just placed that there. I felt like at first I was like, is that the rock piece? And this one does have the sizes. So this is one of hers, and the next one I found very interesting. So this one, she makes these cinder block walls and puts manufactured housing images on it and then brings them. I think that is a cool statement and very edgy. And I don't know if people would love it, but it's a really cool, edgy thing. So it's manufactured home communities existing as the lowest rung of American affordable housing hierarchy. And they're regulated to usually the outskirts of urban spaces, which we have them within urban spaces. Yeah, which I think is kind of interesting. And
Two block.
Is
yeah,
there three-dimensionality to it, or is it just painted? Is that
it's actually like a cinder block wall that she creates.
right?
And then that's 2-dimensional on it, but it looks 3-dimensional.
It sure does.
And she grew up in a mobile home, and so she's creating these to educate, embrace, and bring transparency to a community often overlooked. So and she would make us a new piece. Mhm. So next, Miggy. So these symbols are made out of symbols, and people can interact with them. So they do make noise, and even with the wind, they make a little noise. They don't make tons of noise, but it's a subtle noise. And the bigger one makes a different noise than the smaller one when you actually touch it, and people can interact with it. And they leave them out there so that they could actually move, and she wants them in relationship with the coastline.
Would there be more than one?
I think so, at least 2, if not 3.
Are they stationary or are they rolling
They can
around?
actually move. I thought Julia might have an issue with this.
Yes. People start.
They can
Should
play with
our
them.
kids-
Mhm.
Depending on where we put it,
Can
it
you
might end up
tether
in
it?
a canal.
It might end up in a canal.
It might
End up in the canal.
Or in a pond.
Oh, I don't think our kids are.
Can we tether it? kind of fun.
Kids aren't that bad around here.
Maybe.
Well, you
And
never
they're,
know.
I
um,
don't know.
And this is another one
Never
which,
seen.
as a jeweler, I'm really into, but I don't know if it's what we want this year. So this is a big red chain that interacts with the environment, which I think is very cool. The curves give the impression of lively movement as the piece is shifting and stretching across the ground.
Are you supposed to sit on it? It says something.
It's
about
wooden.
Open outdoor seating
Where does it say
at the
that?
bottom.
A playful energy to the, playful energy.
You need to speak into your microphone.
Oh, okay.
Seating.
I asked
Seating.
whether it is intended for some seating.
It's wooden, so I don't think it would be, but energy to the open outdoor setting, not seating, yeah. Mhm. I don't think it is seating. I think it's actually wood, so I don't think it would hold
Yeah.
people, but it is very cool. And the next one, so this is Pamela, or Posey is her, what she goes by. Aren't these fun? So this would be, Barry found this, which is so cool, and I talked to her today. And so these are made with, fishing, leftover fishing equipment.
Fishing nets.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was really cool, very,
And she's from Maine, so she told me that she couldn't do it for $10,000. Everybody else had said $10,000, but she could do it for around 20. She's getting a price on transport, and she could do 2 of these, or she could talk to us about something where she would actually either be interactive with our community or make some for us. So it would be a bigger project, but we've done something in that, price point before. And these are so fun.
I like the idea that it connects to the history of Lewis with the fishing nets.
Hmm.
Which
Yeah.
kind of, which to me fits in with the 250th.
It's the year after. We're doing
Yeah.
2027, but still,
Oh,
yeah.
but I like that there's that connection.
Well, and the color is so fun, and the fact you can walk under them is so fun. And she's really into bringing people into this, either the process or into actually the sculptures. So 2 of the pink ones she has available for 2027, but I told her to think about what would be her most exciting thing to do, if she could do something within the 20 grand for us, if she wanted to work with our community or if she wanted to do something for us. And so she is thinking about that. If we go, I said tonight is only about deciding who we're actually going to talk seriously to. But I personally think these are really cool.
Yeah, I like.
I mean, how fun are those? I know. What do you think?
I like the scale.
Whatever
of
they're
it.
gonna go, because to match the theme, it would be best at Canal Front Park, but
And we do have to talk about like securing all of them, but I told her, she was talking about that and I was like, okay, well, you tell me what you'll need and we'll figure out where that is possible and also where they best fit in the park.
I like that they're tactile. I really am drawn to the pieces that promote interaction from the viewer. Whomever is looking at it should be able to interact with it. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Heidi, where is she from? Is she Maine? Okay.
Mhm. And she was not opposed to having the pieces here, and we now have an installer we can work with. So, I mean, who we used last year with Shelley's pieces, who said he would come here. So, not for free, of course, but and so if she doesn't come, then he could come. And I don't know. I just feel like these are really,
How are they anchored into the ground?
well, that's what she said. You need a wood base, wooden thing underneath that's actually anchored to the ground, and then they go on to that wood piece. But we would have to, I don't know if that's a straight up wooden piece and those are fit
Yeah,
into it, or we don't have those details yet, but
Okay.
she said she has done them all over Maine.
when I
So-
started reading about all
She's
this
so cool.
nautical stuff that she puts together, I just thought, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, she's in an area similar to our area.
Yeah.
In Maine, so she's coastal also, and she just seems like a lot of fun. These playful, large scale, hands-on and exploratory. I mean, they're fun.
Would that limit to just one artist if we take her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, 20 grand is a big project for us, but she did say if we did these pink guys, which she has 2 available, she's figuring out what the transport would be for them down from Maine because that's a much longer haul. So she's getting a price to see if she can do it within 20 grand, but she was getting that today, so. But yeah, okay, the next one is Susie Ganj. She is an artist who is working again. This is a theme, I think, right now, is like this excess plastic. And so she does these topographies. This one is indoors, but she would do an outdoor one. I think the next image is an outdoor. Yeah. So this one where she's doing these topographies with the clear plastic bottles and the green ones have more or less green plastic bottles inside of them that she stripped into pieces to make the color scheme. And I was thinking they do need something, a substrate to go onto so that they can be seen like that.
I saw, there's a huge piece of hers, like the right one
Mm-hmm.
in the Quirk Hotel in Richmond.
Yes, exactly. That's her work.
Yeah, and they are, it's a folded
Coffee lid.
coffee lid. You know, the plastic
Yeah.
coffee lids?
It looks like
If you folded it in half, it looks like a clamshell. And if you look at that up close,
Wild.
I can
Yeah.
show you details. I have pictures of
Aren't they
her
cool?
other piece in detail.
It's only this one
amazing.
that's available, but that's just some of her other work. So it would,
But you need something to.
That's
a
an-
wall.
that's
It
indoor
wouldn't
piece.
be
we
out
need
in the
something
landscape.
to go on, like
It has
the,
to hang somewhere.
it has
Which
to
was
be
the
attached to
available-
something.
Which was the available one?
The one on the bottom.
The bottom, the green one?
The green one?
Yeah,
Huge.
it's 14 feet tall.
And how long is that?
We'd have to, she
Ooh,
has different
this is
panels,
like
so it could be
30.
different lengths.
Yeah, that
Some feet.
looks big.
Yeah. And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I would love to hear your opinions. Although I love this work and I love some of the other work, I feel like we did a recycled plastic one last year.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
I feel like although I really love the idea and I get why artists are doing this a lot, I feel like maybe we should shift away from that for this year. I mean,
Yeah.
we are
I
shifting
agree.
for this year, but maybe even for next year.
It's been done.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
you can see how many people are doing it. I mean, a lot of people are doing it because it's available and it's also a problem. So they're responding to the environment, which I understand. But that was one thing that I thought is like, Nikki's work was a very cool version of that. And I'm not sure that Aurora or Susie's would be best for that purpose because we did that last year.
Yeah,
How does everybody else feel
I,
about
I,
that?
I agree.
Okay.
I like having something really different each year.
Yeah,
Eventually we will have to
repeat.
go back,
Yeah.
but for now, there's lots of other stuff out there that's
Yeah.
pretty
Okay,
interesting.
so that really says that Aurora and Susie are out. And so what does everybody else think? I think
I think the house thing to
That
be
one?
good.
Michael's.
No, that one's pretty interesting, but that.
Oh, that one,
Yeah.
Margaret.
Yeah,
Okay, how does everybody feel about that one?
no,
My preference is the other one with the tree, the one that's construction, that one.
Yeah.
I prefer Michael's over
Margaret?
the other
Yeah.
Margaret. I agree with you. I think it is addressing some serious issues. But I think part of our purpose is certainly to be thought provoking, but we kind of need to stay light as well. I
I
mean,
don't know that we need it to stay light, but I feel like in this moment in time,
right.
there's a lot of heaviness and
Mhm.
not that we're avoiding the heaviness, but we
Right.
want people to have some conversation that is
Correct.
not the heaviness in the world personally.
I agree.
But if somebody is really like, I want to put some heaviness, we've got some options here.
We do have an option.
Yeah. And I personally love the one with the trailer park, but I also think that one's pretty heavy too.
yeah, that
I
one
just-
doesn't.
I think that's so interesting, but that's just me.
I think it's interesting, but I
You go
just don't
5
see
minutes,
it
10 minutes
working
out down the
well.
road.
Yeah.
Don't like a fit
Yeah.
here,
Yeah,
to me.
They could be
Right.
amended.
I'm wondering,
We see
Michael?
enough trailer parks when you go
I-
inland and.
Yeah, but I think that's the point. is
No,
like-
I know, I
yeah.
get it, but
And I think there's something to that, but I agree that I don't know. But are we just avoiding something that we really should?
Well, I don't know what they say. I mean, they don't really say much to me.
It's just bringing attention to something we don't look at.
But
Well, I mean, there's a,
everybody pays attention to it. It's in the newspaper at every issue.
What is affordable housing?
Affordable housing. These lead articles all the time.
But nobody has solutions. They have lots of problems, but no solutions.
But
But this
I don't know
isn't,
that we need this to also. bring
Yeah.
that.
well, if you've ever been in Sussex East or Sussex West, they're basically trailer parks, but they're beautiful. I had a friend that had one for a number of years. And I mean, if you don't take care of your place, you hear about it from the people there. I mean, they all take pride, that's a 50 to 75, maybe $100,000 home at the most.
Mhm.
It's very affordable housing and for, to a degree, certainly a lot more than Lewis. So, I mean,
I think
I
they're
don't
interesting
know.
pieces, but I don't know that they're
yeah, I
right
just
for
don't.
us.
I'm wondering if Michael's pieces, Blue, weigh in here. I'm throwing historic preservation out on the line. Thinking, I wonder if they would be interested in partnering or helping to sponsor this because it has to do with structures. It has to do with how we look at structures in a community like this. And if that artist, is going to create something specifically for us, I mean, building back to affordable housing, back to fill in the blank is a hot topic here. And it's always something that's being addressed. The pressures we, like many communities, are feeling, development and preserving historic structures. We hear that all the time. So I'm just curious to know, if that artist, if we are interested in that one, and then they come to visit, I'm interested to see their thoughts on housing in Lewis. It's unique, I think.
And so let's see if we actually get that one on the top. So, Lola, how do we feel about that? That was a landscape paintings. So basically what we're doing is making a decision on who we want to pursue,
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And then that way we can pursue them and find out if they'll actually work with us. If they'll work with us and if we work with them. So far we have, how do we feel about Lola?
I think it's interesting, but it doesn't really,
Subtle.
it doesn't
Yeah.
really turn me on.
I like a piece that, for lack of a better word, I guess I'll say elicits a visceral reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the red chain had movement. It was bright.
Mhm.
Like we did with the colorful plastic bottles after COVID, to me, you had to be happy or feel better when you looked at that. And I just think some of these other heavy things are, I don't know that I think we should be making a political statement. I mean, it's.
We don't know that they're
partly-
making a political statement. They're just bringing something to a conversation.
No,
But I mean,
So if you had a
This is
choice,
more-
Deborah,
this is-
which ones would you?
this is more noticeable to me and sort of draws you in. The other one, I can't remember, Michael, but the last thing, this big structure with the tree, I thought that drew us in right away too.
That one.
Mhm.
That,
Yeah,
but-
much more so than his other piece.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
those paintings on glass or whatever they were just, I mean, if you were walking by those, I just wonder how many people would be drawn.
Well, that's true because people were like, there was a sculpture in the pond.
Yeah,
I went to the farmer's market every day.
yeah.
So people
Yeah,
walk.
I know, I know.
And you
I was
almost,
like, never mind.
you almost have to be in a very particular place to view it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
agree.
It's not something you can walk around and
Right.
see. It's a straight on,
Yeah.
sort of a two-dimensional.
The symbols,
viewing.
I mean, I think that's a really fun idea, but I can't imagine the city Or, I mean, they could be in the canal. They could wind up in the.
But the
canal.
chain you liked, it's by that same artist.
For me, this is happier. It pulls me in a lot more.
I feel, and I'm agreeing with you, Denise. The other thing I'm thinking about is you want the broadest range of ages and to be able
And
to
interest.
interact with the art.
Yeah.
And, you know, the chain, you could see somebody at any age interacting with it. And I think the symbols as well. We'd have to figure out a way to, you know, manage the possibility of a disaster with them. But, you
I
know,
can
the
see a
symbols,
family
the-
taking
the
a picture
chain,
with those.
Yeah.
You know, the kids walking
Sculpture.
through the
every-
things or something.
Yeah, I can sort of envision anybody at any age, it wanting to go over and interact with those things. And being more involved with the art of it and, thinking about, you know, what is art really?
So it sounds like Posey, the chains from Miggy, and Michael's structures are the ones that are coming up on top.
I like, is Pamela
And
on top?
Pamela's Posey.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like hers, Michael's and Miggy's.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pamela, let's just make sure we're on the same page. Miggy, chain,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bright. I mean,
bright chain,
oh,
and then
I'll find
Michael
something.
would be our third choice. So is that the order? Pamela, Miggy, Michael? Well, it was either the chain or the symbols, and I've heard more about the chain
I
for the bright.
About
just like to put the chain number 1 and
Okay, so let's have a little vote.
Okay.
Is everybody in agreement that it's Pamela, Miggy with the bright chains, and Michael?
Do we want to hear from anyone in the audience?
I would
What
love to
they think?
hear from everyone.
No?
Oh,
Any
come on.
options?
Yeah, that would be great.
I see a problem with the symbol.
Oh, yeah.
If you're gonna speak, you have to come up to the microphone, state your name and address.
Sorry, we're making you get up now.
Calvin Jackson, 21629 Graves Drive, Lewis, Delaware. I could definitely see a problem with the symbols.
The runaway
Unless-
sculpture.
Unless they were tethered some sort of way so they couldn't move but so far.
Beach.
Yeah. I do like Miggy. I like the chains and what it sort of symbolizes that, you know, I think there's a lot of symbolism there. So I like Miggy.
Yeah, a lot of interesting
yeah.
Thank you.
I can
change.
see the symbols crashing in. I can see the symbols, some kids or something crashing them into each other. I mean, it's, I
Julia,
just,
do you think there's a way to tether them?
I mean, we could put a post in them and they wouldn't go anywhere, but part of it is you want them.
Well,
Yeah.
but put them on, I mean, if we talk to the artist, could we put a post in the ground and then have a chain? So they'd have to be able to move.
But then they're a ball and chain and they're not a
Oh.
symbol.
yeah.
Mhm.
We also have to think about that.
Oh,
I think she
Didn't
wants
think of
them.
that.
Yeah.
The freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um,
Heidi, will Michael make a piece for our community?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know, how should we do this? Who would
And
make-
what about Aurora? Would she make a piece for us?
Aurora with, that's a plastic again, though. We were gonna stay away from that.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
We
I just
did
think
talk
the
about-
blue thing is cool, but
We
Yeah.
can do that in another
No,
year,
we've done
but
it.
I feel like we,
been there,
Those
done that.
things.
yeah, those,
So-
they're cool. But I
Yeah,
feel
they
like that
are.
is something we've
They're
done.
bright. I think they draw you into.
And honestly, Posey
Posey.
is post, you know, that is pollution again, but the way she transforms it, I don't think you look at it and go, well, that's plastic bottles, you know? I think that's what's really cool about her thing is that she's brought it forward.
And it not only does that, but it ties so much in with our history
Mhm.
and the fishing history and the. you know,
So which one do we like? Who do we want to go after first?
So I have a really quick question.
Yeah.
To what extent then do we need to write grants? Do we need, if Pamela is willing to work with us, it
Well, we
sounds
have
like, We've got to find some money,
Well,
correct?
we have about 10 grand from the city.
Okay.
Usually we put toward that. And then we usually ask for a grant.
Let's not, yes, we do, but let's not count that as
Yeah.
income.
And then we need to bring 10 grand in.
Okay.
Can we just decide on the top three?
Mhm.
I think
And then
we've done-
after that, then choose the first one we want to go after?
So
And
I
that would
think-
make sense to me.
I think we've decided on the top three, if I've heard everybody correctly. Pamela's,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna ask her for a proposal.
Mhm.
Maggie's chain.
Mhm.
Now, is
And
the
my-
chain is the chain available?
It's not available, but she's willing to make one for us.
Okay.
And then Michael, I just don't like to take the artist too far down the road. If we really want Pamela, I feel like,
Yeah.
you know, that's my only thing about not knowing who we want first, second and third.
No,
because
you're right.
That I feel badly when they get excited about
Mhm.
things and then we're like, sorry, we actually didn't vote on you. So what I'm hearing is Pamela, Miggy, and Michael.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Do you think we should go for our first option?
Should we vote?
Should we
Vote on it.
vote on who we like the best?
Yeah.
Who is our favorite one? Okay. Are you gonna take notes?
Well, we have a process that we need to follow according to your bylaws.
Now, are we at that process correctly?
No, we are not
Okay.
there. We need
That's what I
to,
mean.
we need a full draft list of installation, maintenance criteria.
Yeah, but all we're doing right now is going toward the person we want to ask all these questions to.
And then you come to a vote of who you would like to select.
Mhm.
Well, but my only question is, we need to come to a vote on who we want to ask all those questions to.
Right, and
You
if
need
you're
to
gonna do
gather the
three,
details on these
if
three.
you're gonna
and
do
then-
all, correct, you need to gather the details on all three.
Ugh.
And then that gets presented. Cost, detailed maintenance, installation, all of that needs to be, and then it gets a numeric vote.
So then.
Well,
that means
that's
that
if that's if we have three that we like equally, I would think.
If we know.
If we
want
can
people, why
choose
can't
the
we just
three
do
that
it?
we like, I don't see why we can't decide on who we all feel is the best candidate.
And then get all the.
And then
details.
we don't have to put the other people through all that, which I think gives them false hope and is
It's a
going
lot
to
of
take
work.
another month or two to get all their information through, I think.
And is a lot of work on their part, which if we have a
I
number one,
understand.
then I would like to go to number one and get all that information and bring it back next month and say, this is our person we're gonna vote on.
Does the bylaws say you have to have a
Multiple.
multiple?
It just depends on which way the selection was being made. So if you were selecting,
So we're not making a selection.
well, that's what you're doing right now, is making the selection.
We're deciding to gather data on one
Yeah.
rather than three.
But that is considered making the selection. If you're picking an artist on your
But if
group-
the information doesn't come out that we can actually use that, then we can go to the second one and get all the data.
And then decide.
It's just really, it's not great to ask someone for that much work when they're artists.
And then-
Right, especially if they're creating a piece for us, they don't know how much it's going to necessarily
Well, they have to
Well, they
know.
have
how
I mean,
much-
to have
Yeah,
what the
they have to know.
ongoing, cost of maintenance, cost of, there's
That's
so much
all,
variable.
they have to know that stuff. That's why,
Well, I'm saying, but
Yeah.
it's so much detail when they don't know what the piece is yet that they are going to submit to us. Before we say, yeah, we want you, they're not going to go spend a lot of time,
and the
writing a
thing is,
piece
all of
that
these
is.
artists can fulfill our criteria of what we need for an installation. So all of these artists can do it within the budget that we've done before. We have a space for them that's big enough, and we can find the perfect spot for them.
Right, but two of them are going to create new pieces and one is going to use existing pieces.
Well, possibly we don't know what she's gonna do.
Well, she
Mhm.
said that they're available.
Yeah.
So,
Those two are available, but we have 2 years, so,
yeah,
Yeah.
and she's willing to do a proposal that could be bigger than.
Yeah.
but it has to fit within the budget, which we've talked about, which is the.
Amy, can we afford Michael and Miggy's work? Is it within our budget or
They
we're,
both are under 10 grand.
okay.
Oh, that's my one problem with the
Posey.
netting.
Posey.
She's expensive.
I mean,
I wouldn't.
yeah.
Would her
We've done
pe-
20 grand before. Last year we did 8 and
Alts
8.
was-
So
so if Pamela pieces work out here, do they have to be together or could we have one place in this area and one place there, or do they have to be together? In other words,
we would
I
discuss
think
that,
that's
but
farther down the
artist
road,
would
but we're not there yet.
help us with that.
well, it's just a thought that if she's willing to separate if the, you know, the pieces, then you have two locations to get people to
Mhm.
move around the city.
That might not be the best
Why?
Be good,
way
it
to
could be done.
present the art.
It's still a good idea to put in the pot.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the thought,
So Julia, can we decide to pursue one and then continue on if that one doesn't end up working out for our committee?
Yes.
So
Okay.
so we can take a vote on who to pursue. We're not taking a vote on who we're going with because we don't have the details, but who
Correct.
to pursue.
So
Incorrect.
I'd like to make a motion that we continue to pursue Pamela and her work. The
Well,
net,
wait a minute. Do you think we should vote on who we like the most?
right.
So I think we should just, not a vote, not an official vote, just on which
Just
one
to
we
see
want
who you're
to.
interested in the most.
Yeah, it's not an official vote. It's just who do we like the most in order? So Julia, can you facilitate that? Since I want to vote. And this is not an official, like, we're just deciding who to pursue first, who to pursue second, and who to pursue third.
Do
Okay,
we want to do
so
1, 2, and 3? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
no, just tell me if that's who you want to pursue.
The first.
Okay.
first.
Okay, so Pamela. We have
Who
one,
went pursue
two,
first?
who wants Pamela first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Miggy first. 1. And Michael first. 0.
And who do we want to pursue second?
I think.
So that way, if Pamela doesn't work out, we can continue on.
Okay, who would like to? Pamela, oh, we already said Pamela, sorry,
Pamela,
Miggy.
you can do Pamela second, because.
Oh, who would like to do Pamela second? It's 1. Miggy, second. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Michael. 2. 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, just making sure all the numbers still add up. Okay, so first will be Pamela, second will be Miggy, third will be Michael.
Cool. So I will, so the main thing is getting all the information for our application from Pamela. And then if we can't make that work, we'll go to Miggy. And I need to have that information by next month because we need to apply for a grant if we are for the following year with whoever we're dealing with by next month. Because it has to be in by March, like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Sorry, Julia. Sorry about that. Thank you. This is so exciting. Okay, so Pamela, it is. Those are so cool. Oh my gosh, they are so fun.
Also gonna need to discuss location because then it's gonna have to go to Parks and Rec.
Yeah. And I think these could go in any park, but I think our thing to figure out is how they are attached to the ground. So I will, hopefully she has some drawings of that because she's done this before. She's a professional. That was so cool. Okay, where's my agenda? Oh, that. And, oh, I also wanted to, oh, it's not, never mind. It's not on my agenda. Okay, so we got 2027 installation. knocked out. We've got that, we know who we're going after 1, 2, and 3. And then our other, let's see, our other thing is that, we have decided to go forward on the 20. Well, this is a question. I thought it was 2027, but do we want to go forward on the mural 2026 or 2027? The BPW mural.
Oh,
Would we like to do that in 2026 or 2027?
can we do it in 26? Is there funding?
I think we could, that puts us at 20 grand, which is our normal spend on art. Well, if we,
If
If
the
it's
budget
10.
is approved.
if the budget is approved, and also if we do 10 grand for our mural.
I mean, it's deteriorating so badly. I think the sooner we do something with it.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah, let's say we.
I don't
do it
think we
this
can
year.
wait.
The other question is 10 grand enough?
But I'm wondering, because I did some research and that's a,
That's a low per square
Yeah,
footage, yeah.
that's a huge,
Cause it's 800, the one we have now is off the ground. It's not the full 28 feet. We did 10 feet off the ground. So, but it's still high. And, so then even if we take it 10 feet off the ground, so people can see it over the fence, because you don't need that bottom part.
No,
It's still it's 864 square feet. And so the minimum would be 20.
well, is it dependent on if, Pamela's accepted? Because we gotta have the money for, right?
That's 2027. This would be, are we gonna do this in 2026?
Oh, 2026. So we're,
We're already committed to Wally Dion
Okay.
2026.
okay.
We have a grant for him. We have money from the city.
And there's leftover money for the mural,
Well, we
possibly.
have to decide what we're gonna spend on the mural to know that.
It's not that there's leftover money because the budget is not approved yet.
Okay.
So budget won't be approved until April 1st.
Oh.
So we
All
had a
speculation.
proposal, correct? We had a
Then we just
proposal
have to
in.
raise the money, that's all.
Yeah, and we have raised money in the past and we have money in our, they have money in the foundation coffers.
Do we have any prospects for artists or?
We would put a
I see.
call for entry out and we have leads. I mean, there's the Baltimore Guild, there's the Philly Guild. So we would put it out to all these people and they would need to agree to the amount of money. Then we would go through a process of
Selections.
selection.
Yeah.
I don't see why we would not do it.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean. Okay,
Yeah.
so we need to, me and someone else needs to look over what we did in 2020 and rewrite this call for entry. So I would love some help on that.
It's also in your bylaws. How exactly it needs to be written.
Okay.
That's how it was done. This is updated.
Okay,
So that's
Okay.
why I sent this over as well.
so this was different than we did it.
I believe so.
Okay, I still think it was, we put the call for entry out, we got it, and we went to the rubric.
Okay, and
Yeah.
as long as we're following, because we need to make sure that we are following.
Okay. So maybe we should meet with you as well.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Also, just to give everyone some deadline, so we have a time frame here. Our next meeting here is not until January 28th,
Yeah.
which is fine. The grant for DDOA is due March 2nd.
Okay. So that's all right.
So it needs to go to Parks and Rec in their February meeting.
Which is.
Just had it
Oh,
up,
my
sorry.
gosh. Okay. So our meeting
Their
is
Parks and
January
Rec
29th.
meeting is Monday, I believe, the 19th. Yes. Monday,
January
January
19th.
19th. Oh, I'm sorry, then it would be February. Oh. Sorry, scroll.
January 28th was the PAC meeting.
Yeah,
But what's the
Correct.
next date?
she's getting the Parks and Rec meeting because Barry will need to take it to Parks and Rec.
January 28th is it?
Yeah.
It just changed my view. Hold on.
What do you, it's the 19th. That-
No, February.
16th.
And that's not a holiday, right?
Ooh, it
That's
is. It is a holiday.
Okay, so at the December meeting, January meeting, since it's not on the agenda, we're gonna have to discuss the date for the February meeting for Parks and Rec.
Okay,
Yes,
so
'cause
we
the
need to
16th is a
bring
holiday.
February's Parks and Rec.
Correct. I just don't know what date that will be.
Okay.
And then the grant is due,
Grant is March 3rd.
well, March 2nd.
Okay.
DDOA grant application for 2027, March 2nd.
I really liked it when they just gave us the grant that year. It was really nice.
The other thing, though, they have said in their grant application for the arts that if we don't have a selected
Artist.
artist, that we can put in what we expect, to be
Okay.
determined, but what we expect.
Okay.
And that's, I believe, how we did it with Paul Daniels.
Okay,
Oh.
so maybe
I
what we
believe-
could do is do the 20 grand, and even if we spend it on 2 artists or spend it on 1 artist, it would be,
Yes.
yeah, okay. So, so I feel like Julia, you and I need to have a meeting.
Yes, we do. And just hammer down some dates and make sure that we know what we're doing.
Okay. And,
And I'll probably include Trina on that as ex officio counsel.
okay, and you and I are gonna meet on this call for entry. Okay, and then the AARP grant, so Susan sent a really lovely, many options that people have done. And really what we came up with is we need to spend less money because what they gave the whole state was only 38,000 and we asked for 20. So,
You can always
that's
ask.
the start, you know?
Always ask.
I actually have the AARP details on what they gave the state. So the entire state got $37,500. Biggs Museum got $12,500, and that was for the kinetic sculptures.
Mhm.
That was Paul's.
Yeah, but interestingly,
Doesn't really
what they
work
were
with their
what they were supposed to do was a lot of
education.
educational stuff, and I get their emails and I never saw any of it.
But also, how is that connected to AARP?
Don't ask me, but they gave them
I mean, good for them,
$12,500.
but.
The other grants went to White Clay Creek State Park
Mhm.
for 2 accessible benches along the trails. I don't say how much. Food Bank of Delaware for outdoor speakers in the public gardens. Bethany Beach Landowners Association to host a disaster preparedness event. So that's,
So there was a lot of event type things and not as
That's what they
many
did.
thing type things.
well, they did the 2 benches. I think 20,000
Was
is
just,
kind of a big
Well, they're
dollar
probably-
ask for that.
they were probably talking about like the benches you order from, the catalog that cities usually have, but we were talking about really cool benches, but whatever.
Yeah, they were Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm. It's a shame they weren't
So-
getting our vibe.
They messed it up.
But they weren't into our vibe. They were like, buy your own benches.
So, the question is, do we want to try to apply for something else? And then what would it be? Because I think the ask has to be more in the nature,
10.
10, like 8 to 12 kind of expense, for any hope of success.
And it also has to be done within that 2026.
Correct. It has to be finished, and although I did discover that if there's a materials delay, unforeseen, they'll
Apply for a
extend
grant
it.
extension.
Yeah, they'll grant extension. So they are reasonable, but you have to have expected that it would be done.
What if we took this year and really assessed need? I feel like we wanted the benches, we liked the benches, but the connection to the need wasn't as clear to them as, the way you wrote it was beautiful and very connected, if you ask me. But maybe we actually ask the community and also look for this type of thing for next year's AARP grant and really look at it in like September of next year so we can be ahead of the game for it. Because I feel like we have a 55 and older community that needs things. So there's got to be a perfect thing for us to ask for. So I feel like we're not finding the perfect thing to ask for the perfect thing at this point. We're finding something to ask for.
Right. So some further research and
And survey.
sort of, surveying, reaching out to
And-
stakeholders.
So because it's an AARP grant, I just pulled up what the Bigs did, and they initiated a senior days both the last Friday of each month, and they're doing programming with seniors, so that makes sense for AARP and a challenge
Sure.
grant.
Mhm.
So now I'm thinking, what should we be thinking about how we engage our community, a lot of which are seniors present, company included. You know, what can we do to think about that and give us a very specific focus on applying for that grant?
Well, and prior, we have done like a little symposium of artists. We did that many years ago, which was kind of cool. So we could, you know, we could make a connected event with seniors and art
Mhm.
somehow, you know, but that would be, you know, we'd have to think that through. But
You know, it'd be great to have something where we get some permanent piece of art in the end. And so combine those two things.
Yeah, I love that.
So it's like
Yeah.
an educational,
Well, that's what the
ending.
benches kind of were too. I mean, they were permanent.
Mhm.
How about one
I
bench?
mean, I think I think, you know, I was able to justify them, I think, in terms of what they were looking for. I just think it was the cost.
So also permanent artwork needs to go through mayor and council. So it would probably be best to identify it much earlier because the meetings and the timing and where it has to go, it's going to take a significant more amount of time just to get to the next step.
And I feel like we should feel the need before we apply for something, you know, what I mean, like, there's gotta be a space where there's a need that we could fill.
Mhm.
Instead of us like looking for the need and then, or looking for we like this, we wanna do that there. And I feel like and it did seem very event heavy in what they gave money to.
Yeah.
But I agree, we could end up with something, either the community makes it or. I mean, even with Pamela, but she's the wrong year, you know, like, that maybe that's what we do, because she's willing to do an interactive thing with the community, so maybe we apply for 2027 with her doing something with the community and inviting seniors to that, which, you know, I think we could definitely do. That would be cool. And then, I mean, she would want to be paid for an interactive thing, so it would add to her. It's kind of like what we did with Paul. We had him
Yeah.
come and do a talk, and that was part of what DDO gave us. And we did the classes weekly, which didn't end up being great, but maybe that's something, if we can get Pamela, if that all works out with our installation of 2027, then we connect her back to the programming.
Mhm.
And I think she's interactive.
And then it would also
like,
show a city match. It would show other
yeah,
interested stakeholders.
yeah,
Yeah, and I think that's a really important
art.
part of you know, I think it would be an important part to the success of the evaluation.
Okay.
They do ask that on the application.
So, and that would probably be the best way.
Yeah, and that would be great. And I feel like when I talked to her today, she was very open to that. So, oh my God, she just got bigger and better. Is there anything else on there? This is where I ask for public comment.
Correct.
Did anybody have any public comment? Tony? Anything from you?
We have somebody online.
Oh, anybody online?
you?
Oh.
Hi, Tim.
hold
Did you
on.
see the art?
Tim, you're on
Hand
mute.
is up. His hand is up.
Oh,
There you go. Tim, are you there?
no, he doesn't want to talk to us right now.
Huh? He's
No,
on
you
You
wanna
mute.
always ask questions.
Yeah.
Tony, do you have any questions or comments?
I don't have any questions, but
Just email him.
Okay, hold on. Let's let Tony talk and then we'll look at his comment.
Tony Boyd Heron, Art in Bloom. I don't know whether you're all aware that the Menhaden mural is no more.
Sad.
Oh, that's, yeah.
And currently we have not made any decision about replacing it. Particularly because it's, you know, the winter months coming up.
Are any of the panels usable? It sounded like some weren't damaged.
What happened?
The wall was compromised and came down.
Oh my God. I was just telling somebody to go look at it.
And actually, the contractor at one point thought that he might be able to at least replace half of it, and he cut it up into rectangular pieces. But ultimately, when the time came, he decided that that was not going to be possible, and it would have looked a mess anyway.
Yeah.
I know, I did see that. It's
Yeah.
sad to see it go.
Mhm.
That was an amazing mural.
So we're, as I say, we haven't made any decision about replacing it. It's not that visible because of all the trees in the little park
Yeah, but
there.
it brings people to it.
I know. And
It
I
tied in
did
perfect.
make an offer to Andrew Leiter that maybe he would like a smaller version of it inside the museum.
Oh,
I
that'd be
have not
cool.
had a response.
Mm.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that came
Yeah.
down in a
Yeah.
purposeful way.
Mhm.
And you don't get any insurance for that?
Well, no, I mean, our insurance that we have would not cover that. It covers somebody working on a building that hurts themselves, but it doesn't cover the actual mural. And of course, the Beacon Inn, their insurance wouldn't cover that either.
When did it actually come down?
When?
I saw it come
2
down.
weeks.
Really?
After a really, really heavy rain, there
At
was
Nor'easter
there
we
was a
had?
leak, and water came down inside
Ooh.
the wall, and eventually enough of it piled up, I guess, at the bottom and forced the wall out.
Oh. Wow. Crazy.
Mm.
Things we have to think about when painting murals. Thank you
Right.
for the info.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I know, these things always freak me out, but. Well, thank you for letting us know, and it was sad to see it go.
And, obviously, if we are to replace it, we're going to have to find $20,000.
I know.
Yeah,
This is what we do, Tony. We go
Yeah.
looking for $20,000 to put some art up.
yeah. It made me think about Michael Rosado's piece, and like if we did on the city building on the bike path, if we could mount anything like he did.
But why would you want to mount something on a cement building if they can paint on it?
Well, they could, but I guess I just think we need to be aware of damage. that can
We are
happen
aware of it,
with
but you can't always
But,
predict it.
yeah.
Is
But-
that piece insured in any way?
Which one?
Michael, on the walls here.
No, but he's had paintings all over
Yeah.
the world on this substrate.
I don't know
but I
if
mean,
ever.
a car runs into it or something
Yeah.
like that. Is there?
Yeah. Let's
I mean,
not talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, geez,
Who thought
yeah.
that a rainstorm would bring down a wall with that?
Yeah.
I mean, stuff happens. Is there,
Can they
is
put it
this
on their
building-
insurance policy?
As far as I'm aware, no. That doesn't mean that it's not, but if you're using that example, the city does have insurance.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
But would you ask if the mural can be included on that? Since we're asking about insurance,
Yeah.
I mean, you know how you have like an art writer or a jewelry writer? Maybe we have a mural writer.
I certainly
think that's
can-
something
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
We should ask that. I mean, I think that's a lesson here.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That we should protect the investment.
I feel that way as well. I don't know if everybody saw Beach Life the current issue has a big article on Michael Rosado.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have that.
Oh.
My,
Um,
gallery.
Yeah. Actually, I asked the writer to do that article.
Nice job.
Oh,
Well,
good.
it was a good article, and I don't know, that whole experience it affected me so much, but I was so stunned at when he spoke and the way he talked about his piece and his process
Mhm.
and the research that he does.
Mhm.
All I could think about was if this was an open lecture for a lot of people to hear, how fascinating it would have been. Anyway,
I mean, it was an open lecture, but that's all the people we got.
right, but had we
That's what you don't understand is like people don't understand how important it is. to come to a
how
lecture.
if it had been publicized more, but He's so articulate, and it's like a musician talking about their work or an artist selling themselves. It just,
Moves you.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yes, and the piece moves us too.
Mhm.
But it's
I-
nice when the person doing it talks about it and it moves you more. I mean, that's when you're getting a real
Yeah.
win-win. Sometimes they don't.
I was
Sometimes you're
com-
like, wow.
I was compelled after the installation to go back to Cambridge and see his piece in Cambridge.
Oh, yeah, that's a
No,
fun.
he has a lot. And what I discovered is that there is a mural trail in Cambridge. Who knew?
There is, and
So I had a friend visiting from Oregon, so we spent a day and went over and did the mural trail. So I strongly encourage that.
I think
Another
the mural
bus
trail
trip.
in-
Carol and I did.
I think
It was
Delaware has a
fun.
mural trail. But a lot of it's temporary, so, but we should be on that.
Is there a way for us to connect with the library when we bring one of the artists in to speak like he did? If we did it through the library, they have a really good calendar
Yeah.
and they have
Well,
a
the problem
huge
is we do
following.
that in a week. That was a week.
Oh,
Mhm.
I mean, it's a week,
1
right?
week lead time.
So, I mean, it was one of those things where we needed to put it up and he needed to speak while it was happening and have a ribbon cutting, so it all
Right.
happened. It
Right,
doesn't mean we can't have him come speak again and pay him to come and,
yeah.
and especially with the 250, because
that would be
they're
really,
so connected and
He,
That would be
they'll have
really
an
good.
event.
he's so articulate, and
that'd be great to.
I mean, I was blown away by.
Mhm.
I actually think that's a really good idea for community engagement. Even if we did have to,
Tony, are you ready to work harder with me? How do you feel about this?
but do an event through,
With the 250, it
Back-
totally makes sense, and we were talking about having an event, and Michael is, I mean, I think we could pay him to come back and do something like
and
that.
that may actually get
Great.
connected with the signage.
And also it would be great because now we're gonna have an outline, so we're gonna have great marketing.
Well, it seems to me that because we've applied for a grant both to downlight it and for interpretive signage, that would be the time when that's complete
Yes,
to
Yeah.
do something.
And that can be
If
hosted
we get the
by
grant.
public art. It does not have to be at the library. That could be held here.
yeah. But we just need to make sure that our marketing from every avenue is really good so that people realize how important it is and what we're doing. But I think that's a great idea to bring him back.
Yeah, I mean,
think
yeah,
that was
yeah.
so fast.
Yeah,
Mm.
I did ask the Lewis History Society for the correct historical words
Mhm.
for an interpretive signage,
Mhm.
and as yet I've not had a response.
Yeah. We know how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a good idea for the 250 would be a great, probably in the summer, right? So we can stand out there and look at it and then come inside. So we're not freezing our buns off,
Mhm.
like now.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Tim had a
Oh, yeah,
hand
what did
raised
Tim
and
say?
his
Can you-
comment was, sorry, go
Can you
ahead.
hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you very much. It's great to attend one of your meetings again. I've enjoyed this conversation very much. I will remind you all that I am not an artist. I really know very little about art. I just simply react to it on a visceral way. And in that capacity, I will speak to what I believe is what makes an installation successful or not, and that is where it is placed and how it is placed. And I would encourage you all to, as you advance your discussions, that you consider where a particular piece might be placed and received successfully. In other words, that the location would help complement the piece of art itself. For the amount of time and effort that this committee puts forth to bring art to Lewis, and I'm aware of it, of the effort it takes, and I'm appreciative of it. I want it to be as successful as possible, and placement plays a very big part in what I consider to be a successful exhibition.
Thank you for that comment. It's very heard, and I agree fully.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. We miss you.
Thank you. I always enjoyed working with you folks. It was a terrific experience for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Likewise.
And just so you know, we did send treat coffee and crumpets to BPW, the city of Lewis, and maintenance after our last installation to thank them, and they're very excited about those treats. So that way, hopefully next year they will be in our good graces, because Pamela said she did need a boom truck, and so I already need to ask for that,
Planting seeds.
which is my favorite thing to ask for, as we know.
Planting
Now that you know what
seeds.
it is.
Now that I know what a boom truck is, I want one. And now I'm going to adjourn the meeting.
No, call for a motion.
Oh, call for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Oh,
Aye.